Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Welcome back to my channel. How are you guys doing? I know it's been a very long, long time since I did a YouTube video. So no further wait. This is a new video. This is an update, as we usually do it, about what's going on with me now, then, and yeah, it's a normal update. Only because people asked for it, and I was like, I didn't even think it was that important. I think people are gonna forget about you after a while, but I guess they don't. So, as you all know, this time last year, what the hell was going on, what happened, and if you follow the YouTube channel, you pretty much know what happened. After 6 years living in Hollywood Hills, everything went crumbling down. There was lots of betrayal, lots of stupidness, lots of cowardliness on my end. Me not standing up for myself, me not taking a legal approach to things, or as people say, the white woman approach to things. Me not doing that, and being left in a really pretty shitty situation to the point where March of this year I actually wound up coming back to Chicago, Illinois, with 3 dogs inside of a duffel bag. That was it. That's it, honey. Like, at least I went there with like a suitcase and a dog. I came back with 3 dogs in a duffel bag. That's it. But from the time I've been here, been in Chicago, I have not been making videos because I kind of learned one thing from posting my trials and tribulations online was that when I didn't post my trials and tribulations online, I had less of them. Not saying they completely went out, but I think I gave my my haters. I was giving my haters confirmation that their evil eyes were attacking or whatever it say. But long story short is that I made some shitty decisions, and so me making those shitty decisions put me in a shitty place. So we fast forward. No, let's go back. So I was very apprehensive about coming back to Chicago in the first place because it is a place where a lot of shit happened. It is a place where I've had a lot of not so good moments. So and face personal issues that I've hidden. I'm very good at hiding issues when it comes to my personal and mental health. I'm really good at hiding shit. Y'all never see me talk like but anyway. So let me get my hair down for a second. But anyway, so something was kind of off when I first got here. My brother picked me up from the train station. Yes, I took a train. I took the wrong train because there's a train that gets you from California to Chicago in 2 days, but I took the one that gets you there in 4 days because you go through the country of Texas. But long story short, I get off the train and I pick up my brother, and my brother tells me, he goes, "Yo, Mom said something kind of weird." I'm like, "What'd she say?" And I'm like, "I already warned this lady that if you do something or you say something or I feel a certain type of way while I'm here, and I've brought my black ass all the way from this nice warm weather, because if you're going to have issues and you're going to deal with problems, it's best that you deal with them in good weather. Because if you got bad Chicago weather and you got bad issues, you're going to have a bad turnout and you're going to go tick, tick, boom. All right? And that's why they call it Chirac. Okay? So, long story short, the first month or 2 I was here, everything was okay. It was like fine, but it was still like walking on eggshells with each other, seeing how my mother was also in the house. Y'all don't know the story. If you know the story about my mother, she had meningitis, so she moved to a senior living place. She had a boyfriend. Her and my father, I guess, are polyamorous. Or they both just hoes on the side, don't tell each other. But, so anyway, they're also still married. So anyway, she had a boyfriend at the time. Her boyfriend was not allowed to come into her senior living place, which I had to sign for her to get so she could have a 2-bedroom. So anyway, she couldn't get back. She wasn't allowed to come in. So since he wasn't allowed to come in, it all of a sudden became an issue with her. And all of a sudden she wanted to move back in the house. But seeing how me and my brother, my 4 or 5 dogs were in there, and I went to St. Louis to go work, and came back. Of course, you guys know she had the dogs put to sleep. She told me that they attacked each other. We found out later on that she had to put to sleep so that she was able to move back to the house. She actually moved my brother out of the house, and it was a long story anyway. So me buying cement bags because she wanted the house so bad. I bought cement because I was going to make her part of the foundation of the bitch because she wanted the house so bad. So you're going to be a part about it, and you're going to want to be a part about it. You go, hey. So I got over that, and so we try to put our differences aside anyway. So he tells me what she said, and of course I immediately went, I go from like red to orange. It's like yellow, red, orange. I went like a color of crimson red to the point where I was about to it's like I knew it, but I kept my mouth closed. We speed fast, we speed forward. Now the whole time I'm here at this place, I still receive a check from my website, ts-nataliacox.com, ts-nataliacox.com, along with, I'm in Chicago, and so people, you from Chicago, you grew up in Chicago, you spend more than 10 years in Chicago, you have this thing called a hustle, and you learn how to hustle no matter what. Like, you sell tarot card readings, you will sell drawers, socks on the L train. You will do anything you possibly can to have that Chicago hustle. So, I still had a small income coming in, but still coming in. And all of a sudden, I get hit with, me and her start getting into arguments, we started fighting. She starts doing this whole, this fake friend type of thing, and I'm just like, I've just left LA with a bunch of fake bitches. So I know what fake bitches look like, and you's a fake bitch right now, but she's your mother, so you can't say anything about it. I don't believe that. I don't say, bitch, you call me, if you pull my bitch card, I don't give a fuck who you are, you pull my bitch card, I'm gonna go off on you. So I began to go off on her I went off on her, she was, what's her name, what's the girl name from Belly? This Keisha, I went off like Keisha went off on the little girl that was sucking time dick. That's how I went off on her. I know she's my mom, but she had to get going off on her. But anyway, so the whole time, I guess, this happened for a nice period of time. The whole time that I go off on her, and I'm also self-medicating. I'm also having, me and my friends are coming over, and we're having fun. We're just getting me out of the funk that I just got out of LA. Next thing you know, she's recording this, and for all of you who know my dogs, I had a Leah, which is a min pin. Everybody knows Leah. Everybody loves Leah. She's a beautiful dog. This dog hated my mother. When I say hated her, anytime that woman would come around, she went full-fledged, teeth out, growl, bent down, to the point where it was like my mother had to call me to get her so she would be able to come out of her room. Your long story short, we fast forward to about 2 months ago. About a month ago, and me and Slater get into arguments, we're fighting left and right. So she has her sister, who used to be she's her baby sister, has her call me and say, well, what's wrong with you? Are you okay? And then all of a sudden, I think it was Tamar Braxton had a come to Jesus moment with I dealt with childhood sexual abuse, so this is what happened. If it helps you out or helps you, that you know that you're not the only one type of situation. She said, no, all the people out there, I want you guys to share your stories. It's a safe space. So I did, right? And so I actually I've spoken about it with a couple of people, but never opened up and told people what happened. But I actually went in detail about what happened and how long it went on. And the funny thing was is that I had a lot of teachers, principals, and faculty members from grammar school and high school contact me through Instagram and say, we said something to your mother about this, but she dismissed us and just and kept it going. And then I had the Fiesta Resistance when my aunt not only tells me who one of the molesters were, but she told me when, and she knew exactly when and where. Along with my mother getting into a fight, and she said, we got into it, and I said, it's you never protected me. The whole you never protected me situation. And she goes, she said, I told you I was going to vote, and you should have just came with me. And I realized I never said nothing about date. So when I'm sitting there going, and when she said that, the hairs on the back of my neck stood up, because at that moment I'm you know exactly when it happened, you know where it happened, you know who it happened by, and you probably know how many times it happened, and you not once said anything about it. But knowing the type of sadistic, crazy bitch that you are, I wouldn't be surprised if she sold me into it. I want to say I wouldn't be surprised. I know she did it, but like I said again, I would be comfortable with it. If my mother was a crack hoe, I could understand that. If she was on dope, I can understand that because people do things for addiction, and so I can understand that. But she does not have any of those. Like she don't. She go to church on Sunday, and this is like she go to church on Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. Like it doesn't make sense. It doesn't add up. But her love of money does. So anyway, so after I tell my truth about what happened. This woman decides, I guess she decided to read it, and there was a part in there like when I was a kid, I told her about what happened, and the next day she beat me in front of a classroom full of people, a full classroom full of people. I mean, straight beat. When I say fist punch, kicked me in the stomach, on top of me, beating me like to the point where my teachers had to say stop, I had to stop, and to the point where it was like, this is abuse, and she wouldn't stop. She didn't stop until I think it was one of the security guards came upstairs, and then she stopped and she left, and nothing ever happened to her. She never got any type. She didn't get a slap on the wrist. She didn't get no like social work. I didn't get nothing. So I was like, at that particular point, she has every. I realized then she's a very manipulative person, and she will form things to make it seem like she was the one. She had to do it. So anyway, long story short, this happened. She completely dismissed it. She said that it never happened, to the point where people I went to school with had to say, "Yo, Miss Ellis, we remember it happened. Like we saw it happen. Like you did it. Like bitch, you did it." And she's like, "I don't remember that. I had the meningitis." And I'm just like, "You fuck face, ugly, porch monkey, tar baby ass bitch. And fuck you." So anyway, before I could go that far, she has her sister who was going to be my friend. She wants to be my friend now. Realized I ain't spoken to these people in almost 10 years, 10, almost 15 years. She said, I love you, I care about you, we're friends, we can talk about this. I'm a psychiatrist. That's why I'm a social worker. Psychiatrist and social work are two different things. Psychiatrist and social work are two different things. Hoe and escort are two different things. Lying ass bitch and church people might be the same thing. Because it seems like these hoes, blind hookers, escort ass bitches are the ones who always want to come. So anyway. So she tries to do this whole, Iyanla Vanzant type of, beloved, what happened, beloved. But she starts coming from that great book called the Bible, and which is something you don't want to come with the Bible with me. Like I know the Bible backwards in front, almost word for word. So the last thing you want to do is try to get a Bible, throw some Bible scriptures at me. Because I'm like, okay, let's go. Do you want to go? Let's go, bitch. So the woman goes, she gets on my Facebook page after I tell this. Go back to them after I go tell my truth. She starts posting underneath my story pictures that my mother had taken. I realized I didn't tell you guys my mother had also poisoned Leah, which is the reason why Leah's not with us anymore. She poisoned her. We found glass in her food. She was also bleeding from her mouth and her ass, and we couldn't do anything about it. And so I basically, when I figured that out, I lost it, because I'm just like, how dare you, you ugly, evil bitch. Like, how dare you? And then she gets away with it because she's old now. So I'm like, if y'all send Bill Cosby to jail, I know some good white people out there that love animals very much. And this black, ugly, porch monkey ass, stealing, thieving ass bitch, somebody need to get her. But anyway, because the Lord take too long, and Lucifer don't want her, and it's like, I'm just having, bitch, I don't wrote spells, incantations, and everything else. This woman just won't die. But anyway, so at that particular moment, when I figured that out, when I found out that she had been poisoned, and I completely lost it. I clicked out, and I made preparations to exit stage left, and not only just exit stage left, but I'm gonna make sure I solidify this. And so, yes, so I wound up throwing every piece of clothing, everything I owned away, except I have whole bags. Now everybody knows what a whole bag is. For those of you ladies and gentlemen who are part of that world, that whole bag is a bag you leave at your girlfriend's house, in case some shit happen, your boyfriend beat your ass, of course, or you have to make a mad dash from where, you have to pull a Kim, Chloe, and Courtney, and just dash out of there. I left one at my brother's house, but before all of that happened, I literally threw everything away and was like, I'm taking my dogs to go have her put to sleep, and I'm just done. So, as I'm done, my brother's like, yo, no, you should go hang out with this boy named, let's call him a Bert. Bert and Ernie. So he said, why don't you go hang out with Bert? So Bert was the person I had met during the summer. Who I was his rebound and didn't know it. It's a bunch of bullshit. Anyway, I woke up in Bert's house after hanging out with Bert and Ernie, and, and I woke up in Bert's house and in the guest room and realized that him and Ernie were downstairs. And so I immediately then, after all this other bullshit that's happened, I'm like, I'm not dealing with this. Like, no, you got me fucked up. Like, universe, for real? For real? For real. Okay. So, my only two dogs I had left was Leah. I mean, it was Loki. Yeah, Loki. It was Loki and Cookie. So they were with my brother, and my brother had some strict what do you call it? He had what's the name of it I'm looking for? He had I have a point, like what they call it, points of command, or I forget the fuck they call it. I have things that when if something were to happen to me, you know, certain things happen, certain people get called, certain things, that, like all that type of shit. A chain of command, I should say. And so my brother is up; he's at the top of that chain of command, so he knows what to do with my animals when something happens to me. And so I was like, all right. So I woke up, walked out of the house while they were downstairs because it hit me like, "Bitch, you're in your ex's house. Your mama just killed your dog again. She's had your whole family turn against you, and all these folks. You have people. Oh, my good aunt, this psychiatrist slash social worker slash I went to ITT Tech and got a but anyway, but she goes on my Facebook page and she goes, you need to confused and dazed, and you're confused and dazed, you're full of demons, and what the fuck else? Oh, you need to be the man that God made you. So when she said that, I looked at this woman who had been a lesbian, a thought, an old thought, a new thought, an ugly hoe. Oh, she was a stupid hoe, a trick ass hoe. I mean, she was a hoe. Saying, but it comes from, you know, the apple doesn't fall too far from the tree. I do have 26, 27 aunts and uncles, just to tell you that I'm there. But anyway, I was adopted finally. I found that out later on too. Thank God, because I'm like, bitch, if I came from y'all whole side, well, it would explain some shit, but it wouldn't explain others. But anyway, this year she tells me to go be the man God wants me to be, and I'm just sitting there like, well, technically, I've been me this whole time, and your lying ass been telling me, oh, I love you, I accept you. You just think you never loved, you never accepted. I really don't get you flying fucks, which is the reason why I ain't never called your ass for nothing. Neither one of them hoes. But anyway. So I just was like, you know what? My funeral, my funeral is my afterlife stuff. Afterlife shit is all very much. Let's put her in a 3-piece suit. No, bitch, no. Because baby, let me tell you. But so no, I pay for all that stuff. So I'm like, all right, they have no say in anything I do. Only thing that I can't touch, I can't deal with is that my mother has life insurance policies on everybody, like millions of dollars, like not a million, but $100,000 on a couple. Why do you have life insurance policies on your children that much? Because you don't look at your children as children, you look at them as cattle or investments or whatever the fuck you want to look at them as. And I pray, I hope and pray, wish and pray that this woman dies soon. And people say, well, why do people? You should not wish people death. I wish this woman death for the simple fact of because how evil she is, how calculated she is, because of the shit that I went through as childhood and the children that she's teaching now, and that if she's dead, she will never be able to hurt anybody else. And people say that's wrong. No, if that woman is, the minute she takes her last breath, the world would be a better place. And the minute her mother, her and her sister take their last breath, the world would, listen, baby, you might get Obama back. Hell, we might get Obama and Bush back. They might run for vice president and president. You know, I don't know. Hell, government cheese might come back. I don't know. But these two people, I mean, those three people are very horrible people. But anyway, so we go back. I keep going back. So we go back to, I walk out the house to my ex's house by him and Bert. My Bert and Ernie downstairs. I walk out. Real Dominic Devereaux, throw my fur on, you know, if I was in Dynasty, with my big glasses on. It was just like, I can't deal with this. Bitch, I'm not dealing with it. No, I'm not. Like, no. I'm smoking a cigarette. Like, I'm walking down the street like, bitch, Bitch, what do we do? Jump. It was like, bitch, jump. We ain't got time for this shit. Like, bitch, I ain't got, bitch, how much more can we deal with this? Like, I cannot deal with not enough, nothing else. If a pigeon would have shitted on me, bitch, that would have been it. It would have been it. I would have walked in front of a damn fire truck. And that's it was that quick. So I didn't. I didn't walk in front of a fire truck. I did go to the Belmont train station. I ain't took the train a long time, so it was real hard. It was kind of hard trying to figure out how to put money in that damn machine to try to get on the train. Like, so I finally got on the platform, and I was like, "That's it. I'm Gucci." I made my peace with. I made my peace with everything else. I'm like, if it's not my time, of course, people know. I've spoken in the past about it. I've attempted to to transition a few times, and if it's not your time, it's not your time. But for some reason, at this moment, I'm like, bitch, I don't think there ain't no coming back for this one. So the train no line is coming, and I'm like, on one phone, I'm like, I'm not answering any phones, but I have this one phone, another phone who, certain people, like certain people I think I look up to, i.e. Janet Jackson, i.e. Janet and Oprah and Tyler Perry, these people, I always DM them this number in case they decide to call, bitch, and say, hey, listen, we might want to change your life, beloved. So that phone actually rang, and I'm like, fuck, and my brain is like, wait, bitch, wait, bitch, this might be Janet telling you that you was her child, bitch. You don't be to jump in front of the damn train, and then you gonna be a bitch. How you ain't gonna get no benefits from it? So, and in my brain, I'm actually thinking like, this is how I'm possibly thinking. I'm like, so I look at the phone, and it's a friend. This friend, he goes, "What's up?" So I'm like, bitch, don't answer it. Just, no. So I was like, fuck it. So I answered back. I was like, I'm about to jump in front. I was about to jump in front of a train. Very nonchalantly, because I'm like, that's what I was about to do. I was like, shoot my goal. Didn't have any hangups about it. Wasn't saying, hey, no. I'm like, I'm about to jump in front of the train. And it was like, damn, bitch, you shouldn't have said that. But before I said that, I was like, just jump, just do it. But the whole time I'm thinking, I'm like, all right, things will be over, things will be complete. I won't have any more. I'm done. I don't have to worry about betrayal. I don't have to worry about what they call it, mutiny. I don't have to worry about none of that. Don't have to worry about no more goddamn vases, bathrooms, tucking. I didn't have to worry about nobody killing my dogs and everything else. I was like, thinking about all of that. But what I didn't think about was what this person texted me. Was that's gonna hurt. And for some reason, it was like in that moment, that's gonna hurt was like, boom, oh, bitch, that is gonna hurt. It was like, well, bitch, you ain't gonna have no choice but have a closed casket, baby. So I'm like, the train is coming. I'm just sitting here going like, this is like, why are you so dramatic? This bitch, just jump. Like, just get over with. The inevitable is going to happen anyway. Like, you're going to die anyway, so you might as well just do it now. And save yourself a headache and heartache. So I was like, fuck it. I was like, I don't have no clothes either. Fuck it. So, yeah, so I didn't. I decided to put, let's say, maybe things might get better. Things do get better, but I also know things get worse. And things get better, things get worse. And sometimes they get great, but most of the time they don't. So, but it just so happened, I just came to my friend's house and was like, all right, listen, this is what we're going to do. We're going to, dying is not an option. I'm like, no, bitch, dying is an option. Dying is always my option. Life without the option of suicide is miserable. So, I'm very pro death. If you are having a hard time in life and you don't feel like living anymore, I believe you should die. If you are having a terminal illness that is going to leave you in a vegetable state, die. It's like, yeah, we have too many people on this earth anyway. Might as well get rid of them. Let them go, baby. Misery loves company. That's why they lock your ass up because you try to kill yourself. But so we fast forward to now, and the weird part is that shit got crazy. Shit got crazy. Shit got worse. And but death is only an option once or twice a day. It's not an option every 5 minutes like it was at that particular point. I'm actually semi-learning to like be cool with people and like, because I haven't been around humans for a while, as you guys remember from my LA videos. Um, yeah, I haven't been around actual human. I didn't have human contact for like a while, like actual human contact. Yeah, it was like I had my handlers and that was it. So being around people and actually interacting with these cold ass weather, um, and it's actually it's okay. It's still like a little weird to me because I'm just like I don't trust people. I don't trust anybody, and I just don't trust anybody. I don't trust people that I can't. If I get any inkling of you that you might be some bullshit on it, I don't, bitch, I don't fuck with you. And I hate to get like that, but like, just speak, I'm sorry, speak, really. If I have any signs that you might be someone that might, set me up, betray me, or hurt me in any type of way, I have nothing to do with you because I'm leaving the scene before there's a crime. Because I don't know what might happen this time. Was this me and the old me, or, the old me would have cried and wept and just like, put my tail between my legs and say, oh, woe is me. The new me is like, no, bitch, not today. Get back, look here, Satan, not today. I don't say, look here, Jesus. Listen, they killed you once, we will kill you again. Don't listen, you and all your children to go back to hell where y'all came from it. But the funny part of this whole story is that, I left. I didn't say anything to that woman who adopted me. I don't say anything to her. And she has been calling every friend and relative that I know. Because I actually blocked everybody that was part of anybody that was associated with her, friend, foe. I blocked everybody from talking to me. And she's been calling everyone, asking, telling them that I abandoned her and that she doesn't understand why I left. I'm going through all these changes. And I'm like, the funny thing is I'm going through all these changes, but you can't see the simple fact that if you can't see the simple fact that you are you're the catalyst. She was like, she's the root of the problem, and I'm not blaming her. Like I'm not blaming her for anything. I'm just saying you have to take some responsibility in something that happened. Because if you don't, and you keep telling me what you're telling me, I'm starting to think that you set me up, and I've been set up since birth, bitch. I know one day I've been fucking, one day I was porn star. I've been groomed and bred for it. So I was brilliant to fuck. So it's like, yeah. So that being said, yeah, she doesn't accept anything of it. She won't accept anything of it. So she's 71 years old now. She's not going to change. She's had a miserable life her whole life, and so it's like her father didn't want her. Her father made her come through the back door. When I first met him, he made her come through the back door because she was too dark, and that was funny because we were in California, and he was like midnight. He was a baby. I tell you, he had blue eyes and white teeth, and when he closed his eyes and his teeth at night, it was like the night was beating you. When he opened them, he was like the Cheshire Cat. It was scary as fuck. The Haitian man. It's creepy. But he didn't like her because she was dark skinned. It was funny. And her mother, who she's now friends with, was like, you wasn't nothing but a whore. And I was 5 when she told her, I was like, you weren't nothing but a whore. You go back to Chicago where you be a whore. And I was like, oh. And I hate you. This is my grandmother telling her this. I was like, oh, no wonder. It's like, oh, so you used to be a horse. All right, okay, fine. Anyway, stupid hoes, but hoes. But long story short, it's like she's had a miserable life. The only thing I wanted her to do was to accept the things that happen, and be a better person. Like, just be a better person. Like, you put so much faith in you put so much responsibility in parents and wanting them to be, better than what they actually are, and seeing them in a light that they actually aren't. And no, I'm not. In the words of Little Mo, who cussed me out last week. Thank you, Little Mo. I was wrong too. I have to say I was rated wrong. So yeah, I went off on her for no reason. I went off on her because of my mama now. But in the words of Little Mo, it's like, I don't allow people to live in their sin, and I'm not going to continue to allow you to live in a lie. So the next time I see her, she will probably not have air in her body, and I pray that the next time I speak to her, she won't have air in her body. And so I'll be happy. But either way it goes, everything's fine. And so that's the synopsis of what has happened. For those of you who do not know, I know I'm not back. Well, yeah, I am back as far as movies are concerned. Natalia CoxXx is still in limbo, but OnlyFans, subscribe please, and mini vids are all up and running. I'll put it in the description below. And what else? Twitter's still popping. Thank you. Remember, like, subscribe, share, and hit the notification button. I said that clearly. And what else did I have to say? What else did I have to say? What else did I say? Oh, my 257th birthday is coming up. My 25th birthday is coming up for the 7th time now, on the 14th of December. And I've asked people, well, what do you want to do? What do you want to do? What do you want to do? So I'm like, one thing I can get everybody that listens, hears, sees, and do anything. Being a person at this time last year, I was homeless, and I know how it feels to be that way. Not in Chicago, but in California, so it's a little different. It's a little bit different, you know. So, but to be like that then, and to know, so I'm like, just if you guys grab blankets, any cheap blankets, you know, grab some blankets, towels, get some towels, sew them together, grab them and take them to the local shelter, and just you know, give as much as you can on that day, which is Saturday. You know, during the day, you know, help out, just help out somebody that's unless or fortunate than you, because you never know who actually needs the help, because most people won't even say it. So I mean, most people, but yeah, just go out and help somebody out. I don't really want shit. Y'all want to send a couple some coins so I can get some new hair. You know, this hair is kind of cute. Yeah, see, I got realness. The hairline is right. Yes, yes, yes. I forgot the box name. It's called. I put it in the description. Product placement. I just got to remember the name of the product when you're placing it. But anyway, yeah, that's all I want you guys to do. And what else? Oh, congratulations to my sister, Sydney Starr. She's on Love and Hip Hop, running her mouth. But she know I love her. But that being said, all right, I'm out. I'm over and out. And what? Yeah. All right, what else? Now you stop this shit.